everyone, my name is Titanic, and welcome back to another episode on the Titancraft Season 10 server, episode number 302. Happy Memorial Day. After a whole month of not uploading, going on day 2 of consecutive uploading feels kind of weird, not gonna lie, but here we are today, continuing where we left off last time, working on flattening the plains in preparation for the mega base, because quite honestly, until I'm done with school, I can't do a whole lot else with the mega base. So we're actually doing one of the probably most important steps, because a gigantic base needs a big flat area, and that's not going to flatten itself, sadly. So the North Star is going to be our best buddy. I forgot the North Star, gold pickaxes in general can't mine iron ore. Kind of forgot about that.
You're stupid.
I'm not stupid. I just forgot. It's been a while.
How do you forget that gold can't mine itself?
Well, I knew that, but I mean, iron takes like nothing to mine, so I forgot that he can't get iron.
What, you don't remember that freaking gold is equivalent to wood?
I always forget its exact tiering. I just know it's shit.
How do you forget its exact tiering?
Because I just know it's shit! Who uses gold pickaxes except as a meme? Like, if it wasn't unbreakable, I know I wouldn't be using this thing. I mean, its unbreakable characteristic is why this gold pickaxe is so much fun. And, you know, the fact that it has insane efficiency, so that's also good, pretty great. But, so yeah, the plains is kind of our home for the week. Getting this thing ready for base construction, because if all goes well, I think next week I'm gonna start drawing the outline to the base, and like actually building the outskirts of the domes. And as I move along with the rest of the designing phase, we'll work on actually decorating the base. I think that's how we're gonna do it. So that way I can have a good blend between designing and actual progression in the LP, because we only have a month and a half left to go. We don't have a whole lot of time to get this mega base done, but I'm determined. I can't let this one go unfinished, otherwise Season 10's gonna have to go longer. We're not gonna end this grand project without having finished a mega base. I can guarantee you that. I'm pretty optimistic. Like, I'm pretty optimistic at the moment about getting everything done. I mean, I'm a little bit more panicked about everything I have to do for school in the next couple of days that I'm going to have to go full speed ahead with. I'm actually recording this a little earlier than I planned. I was going to do a bunch more homework, but I'm running out of gas, and so I might literally go to bed before midnight so I can get up at like 9 in the morning and just do homework for like 6 hours straight, take care of pigs and stuff for 4 hours and like all that stuff, and then spend another like 6 hours doing homework, and basically spend 12 hours tomorrow doing speech stuff. And hopefully, I'm like 2 hours of work away from finishing one speech, maybe less, and then I have like 6 hours in another. And so basically, I want to get those 2 speeches done before the end of the weekend, so I can spend all of my Tuesday working on the other speech that I have to do, and hopefully be able to get everything done on time by mid-Wednesday, and then I can take a breather and head towards graduation. I am so...
Yes, but you know what? Wooder.
How fun.
It's time to stab him.
Oh, yeah. Now, I forgot until the very end of the last episode, one thing that's really big is, even though I haven't been uploading, the channel's actually been growing pretty steadily in terms of subscribers. And so, again, I said at the very end of the last episode, but thank you again for 250 subs. Like, it genuinely means a ton to me to see that milestone. Did not really expect to come back to that. I had just been looking at 240 a few weeks ago, like, man, I wonder if I should do something. For a long time, I said 24-hour marathon for 240. And I was kind of on the... I was like trying to think, oh, do I want to hold to that? When do I want to... Do I want to do another 24-hour marathon? By the way, I'm still not sure. But then all of a sudden, I looked the other day, I'm like, oh my god, 250 subs now. Like, okay. Not complaining. So, thank you for all the recent support. I, again, greatly appreciate it as we wind down the final weeks of the season. We're really unsure still of what's to come afterwards. I have a few plans, I mean, I talked about it a little bit in the last episode. I think live streaming is going to be bigger, but I have at least a couple of Let's Plays in mind that I would like to do definitively. I have, like, I'd say 2 to 3, like, definitive, like, yeah, I want these Let's Plays, and everything else live streamed. So, we're going to see how things pan out, but for now, we just have to brace for excitement.
Nah.
Also, it is weird, though, that I believe now, with these last-minute episodes here, May now, I think, ties February for having 2 episodes in a singular month, being the worst of the season. So I've kept us from having our absolute worst month. We've just tied in terms of episodes, but, I promise June is probably gonna be, like, I'm trying to think of how many, there should be, like, 28 or 29 uploads in June. Honestly, very high chance that I miss a episode this week, or miss a day. Oh, great, another wizard. And that's why I have not been, like, all big, like, okay, yeah, officially back on a daily streak, because, the reality is, I don't think with everything I have to do right now, the odds are, at least one of my 2 trips I had to make home this week, I'm not going to be able to tie over the episodes, for at least one day. So, I mean, I'm guessing the day I miss is most likely to be Wednesday might be an upload I miss. I feel pretty confident that I'll at least be able to get a Tuesday upload, but Wednesday is probably not going to happen. After that, I'll be officially done with, like, school stuff, so I should have no reason to miss even when I'm gone for graduation. So at least there's that, but definitely a slight gap in uploading is almost guaranteed, and I just can't avoid that, so my apologies, but we're trying our best. I think our best is pretty good. I'm pretty upbeat with the series, at least. I'm not super happy about where I'm at with school right now, trying to get to the end. I just feel like I'm a little bit boxed in. I have a little bit too much to do, but, I feel pretty confident right now that I can get the TC series back on track, so. We'll see, I mean, I guess if you look at the last 50 episodes, this already gets us to 4% of the way through the last 50. And episode 1000 gets closer and closer and closer, and I still don't know exactly what I want to do for episode 1000. I mean, I need to spend a lot of time discussing what I want that to look like. I don't want to Exhumavoid uploaded episode 1000 of Hermitcraft recently. It, like, really left me trying to figure out where I want to take our finale. Now, I think Exuma spent a lot of time focusing on all of the Hermitcraft seasons. I'm kind of tempted to do something like that, but at the same time, I guess the big factor I would say, I guess as a spoiler for the finale, is I really want it to be Season 10 centric, since it's even though it's the finale to the whole series, it's ultimately the finale to the longest, most significant of all the seasons, and so I really want to put a lot of emphasis on Season 10 in that finale, and do a lot of retrospective content, I believe. I mean, I don't think I've been too secretive about planning to do a lot of retrospective stuff, so I think I can say that on the air. But I don't know what the finale is actually going to look like yet. I mean, I can guarantee you it will not be the same style as Season 5's finale. Like, that's the only thing I can promise you, is it will not be like Season 5's finale, where we went to the movie theater and watched a movie. I would love if we could, but just based on timing with how busy I am IRL, and what we have left to do on the actual Titancraft server, there just is not time for me to put together that scale of a production, especially with my new quality standard that I've adapted in the last few years, to get something like that done by July 22nd. It's just not gonna happen. So, as sad as it is to say, definitely no Titancraft Season 10 the movie for the finale.
Oh.
But there will be something exciting.
I wanted to eat my ticket again.
Oh yeah.
Wait, again?
Again, I was gonna say you weren't there for the original. But I definitely am gonna look at a lot of things. We're gonna discuss with a bunch of Titans, and I mean, I probably won't actually give many more hints about what it's actually gonna be. Maybe I'll hint that I know what we're doing, but I'm not gonna actually tell you what we're doing until we get there. So be aware of that. I just, again, can't exactly right now promise anything in that regard. I don't know when we are going to know. I'm excited though. Like, it's gonna be probably one of the most significant, or probably will be the single most significant episode we've ever put out.
But... Oh no, it's not. It's just a bunch of randomly placed cobblestone in a ravine with a billion mobs.
Oh, fun.
And a grass block. Enderman. That's 100% the Enderman's doing. See, wither mining is a legit mining strategy. It is. It's a very good one.
There's just so many things to talk about, and
the baby's
and I guess one reason I do want to switch doing more live stream content is because I can talk a little more openly about subjects. There are just some general constraints to doing Let's Plays that just you can't get around very well. And so, I will admit that trying to swap it out with some live streamed content is something I personally really want to go for sooner than later. And again, don't know when that would be, besides post-season 10, but... I mean, the Terraria live stream stuff's definitely going to pick up a little more with summer vacation kicking off soon, so that's fun. I think a lot of people I know are happy about that.
Excuse me, zombie. I'd like that piece of stone back. You picked it up through the wall.
Of course, I think a lot of people like Terraria Tuesdays just because it's something that everybody can participate in, and that's kind of fun. Only sad thing is we don't have more people that actually play Terraria a lot, and so we have just a limited number of people that want to join. Or a lot of people that say they want to join, and once we actually get going with it, don't do anything. I mean, now given this kind of a similar thing to people applying to join Titancraft and not doing anything once they join, but I mean, it's really a bad problem we have with Terraria Tuesday, where I'll get like months and months of people like saying, hey, can we do this, can we do that? And I'm like, yeah, sure, when we get to starting the new Terraria Tuesday, all of you are invited. And we kick off, and maybe we have one good week, and after that, it's like there's 3 of us. And I will admit, that's probably been the most disappointing thing about the last full season of Terraria Tuesday. I mean, the current 10 lives thing never was meant to have a lot of people. I never wanted it to, but the previous full season of Terraria Tuesday really disappointed me. And I've not been super secretive about that, but I was not happy with. After the first week, we consistently just had really poor turnout.
Wither time. Why the entire floor disappeared?
So I am gonna fill in this water pond here, and I guess any other ponds.
Well, he's already dead.
Just because I do not want to deal with running into water when I work on the base itself.
The Wither now is about as threatening as a phantom.
Oof.
I took half a heart of damage from his explosion because I stood too close. And I'm what? That was like, what? 12 seconds?
I don't know. But yeah, for now, this is going to be the most plain plains biome you've ever seen, and I like that.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a beautiful base here. It's going to be awesome. I just wish I could be... I wish I was already done with school so I could get going full speed ahead on it. That's my biggest pet peeve.
Give it a tiny bit.
Yeah, I mean, I just suffer through like 2 more really excruciatingly long days that are gonna like blow up my brain and make me want to die inside, and then after that, hope to God it's gonna be all done. That's what we hope, at least. Absolute worst comes to worst, I had to finish a few things after I get back from grad rehearsal on Wednesday, and either way, I have to have a lot of stuff done by, like, I think it's Thursday? Is that when everything is required to be submitted? I don't know. For seniors, see, that is the one sucky thing about being in the graduating class, is your deadline is a little bit earlier than everybody else's. And so I had to get a bunch of stuff turned in because this quarter's just been hectic. Also, as an update to the last episode where I talked a little bit about the fact that my corn crop froze, which was a huge reason why A, I got so far behind school, and B, why I haven't been uploading TC. Well, it appears that even some of the worst of it has some green coming back to the stems on the stuff that's our irrigated stuff. So I have hope that my effort wasn't all in vain. Can't guarantee it yet, but we're being optimistic here, because I really would hate to see that actually be dead. So, there we go.
Come down today, buy some corn. Not gonna finish up the timing.
I have thought about, though, doing a few IRL videos after all these years. I mean, I've talked off and on about doing some of it, and I think I've actually, over the years, filmed like 3 or 4 IRL videos that I just never decided to actually release. I mean, I think I've had a few of them that I've had unlisted, a few that I like quietly released even though they've been unlisted for years. I mean, Arrows at the Farm is I think the biggest example of that with me and my friend Zach. I mean, the video was unlisted for like a year and a half before I finally decided to set it public. And it didn't actually bump it to the top of the list. So that was the thing. But I don't know, we'll see what else we end up getting to do. We'll find out soon. Alright. And I say we because I'm still not unsure myself, so you guys will kind of find out as I find out. Like, if I decide I want to try something, you'll find out as soon as I do. Like, I'll probably record the video and it'll be up in a day.
Hey, thanks, Wither. There's a bunch of more redstone. Even though I have way too much.
Oh, I gotta light up this cave. I don't know what's down here, but...
If you just want to go mining, just go kill about 1,000 withers. Skeletons. Or a couple thousand, I should say. Yeah, it's no biggie. It is. Or whatever. Doesn't matter.
Don't blow up, creepy.
It wants to.
You're dead.
Rip.
Skeleton, you didn't do your job very well. You're supposed to give me the music disc, you jerk.
No, use the TNT method.
Oh boy. So much going on though.
Is that coal?
I'm definitely not, I don't think I'm the only one that is feeling it when I say like just being able to have things slow down for a while and like just take a breather is gonna feel so good. Even though I don't think my summer vacation is gonna be quite that way. I can't even say summer vacation. Like I don't know what it is. Like I think I've talked in the past. I'll probably do an update video on it in a couple days. I'm not going back to college in the fall. I'm taking a gap year, at least a gap year. I don't know if it's gonna be more or less than that. But we're gonna figure. I want to figure out what I really want to do with my life, and so I guess you can't really call it a summer vacation. It's kind of my summer of adulthood, I guess. Like figuring out what I really want to do. The exploration summer, I guess. Big thing is seeing is if this farming thing is really what I want, I guess. Obviously, small farming isn't exactly the most profitable thing in the world, but I love it. And so it's kind of seeing what outweighs how could I possibly make it work and all that fun stuff. So I don't know. Some days I really do wish this whole YouTube thing would blossom so I could make a bunch of money off of YouTube to burn trying to do farm work. Because that's one thing, farming practically takes more money than you make. I mean, I once told my dad, I'm like, man, to do this farming thing, you really had to go find a job that you can make like $500,000 in a couple of years and then go back to doing the farming. So you have some money to actually burn through. Unless you want to be owned by the bank. But I'm not a fan of being owned by the bank. I don't want to be owned by anybody. Ah, Wuther.
It's Wuther, not I like to Wuther. It is Wuther. Get down here. Seem a little aggressive compared to normal weather.
So once we finish flattening this latest patch, we'll call it the episode. Kind of like how we finished flattening the patch over there yesterday. Except this time we're raising the terrain instead of flattening. So what we all end up doing, though, I'm not quite sure for the week. I mean, we'll definitely spend a couple more days working on the planes here. So I don't want to bore you guys with too many episodes of doing this, but these chatty chat episodes, working on this, definitely, probably at least gonna last through the next episode, maybe the episode after that, and hopefully then we can maybe get something a little bit more substantial to work with. Or maybe at least I'll go work on something else somewhere else on the server so you can get just a little bit of a change in pace before we dive into the main construction of the base, which is going to be a lot of fun, by the way. I just gotta say, I can't wait. It's gonna, I mean, even the design I have so far is making me happy, but I mean, like, if I can pull this base off as how I want it, it's gonna by far be the coolest base I've ever had in this game. Just again, wish I had a little more time to make it happen, but I've worked with little time before. I do have a lot of supplies that I've been sitting on for the entire season, and that does help. I mean, otherwise I also have a lot of Titan cash waiting to spend, so if I need to buy people out of resources, oh boy, I will. I will.
I mean, if you freaking need nether brick, then well, here you go.
I mean, the big thing I might need is a lot more quartz than I currently have in my possession.
Quartz? Here's like 36 stacks of quartz ore.
I have like 20 stacks of quartz, so I have to mine through at some point.
Well, get off my monitor.
I mean, I guess I did burn up a lot of the quartz from Smite building the bank. Admittedly, that was a more expensive build than I originally intended it to be for quartz. But the bank turned out beautifully. I'm really happy with that one. That was one of my favorite builds from the season. And obviously, spawn is another thing. I don't think I talked about it in the last episode at all. Spawn's one of the biggest things we have left to do this season still, and so I'm gonna try, probably the next time we have a great big group of us on the server, is get a bunch of Titans together to like look at what we have going there and say, okay, what do we want to do with it? How do we want to go? And let's just finish this up stat and just get spawn done with. So
well, you're gonna have to wait a while for that one.
I mean, I expect, I mean, I don't like saying too much about like the behind the scenes side, but I'm thinking the group's gonna have a meeting on June 11th, because we usually have stuff on Friday nights, and that's the next Friday that's gonna work for that. So I think starting basically that Friday, I'll probably have everybody give me some input, and we'll probably make arrangements to get a lot of the biggest stuff done at that point. And so actually, that'll be one of the big turning points, I guess, for the game plan of the remainder of the season. And then the extension is a call that I'm gonna make probably pretty much on my own, maybe with one or two other people's advice, but that's a call that I'll make after June 22nd. So we still have about 3.5 weeks until the beginning of the range of me calling it, and about 5 weeks until the end of the range. So I mean, it's not a huge window I have to make. I mean, that's like a 2-week window basically that I can actually make the call. So I do have to be ready to jump into action, but I think I've done.
How do people not get lost in these games? Mine. I mean, I sometimes have trouble navigating this, and I know the place.
Alright, we've done a lot of flattening already today, and we're just about, I would say, good enough for today. So, we're slowly pushing the boundary closer to how I wanted it on this axis. Then we had to just make this a lot wider yet. So we're getting there. And then obviously the other challenge will be when we actually do finish this, going around and like re-terraforming everything. Oh boy. That's gonna be a headache and a half for us, but again, that's a hurdle we'll face in a couple of weeks, and we'll deal with that when we get there. No sooner. Anyways, for now, I hope you guys enjoyed the planes. We're back again, I think tomorrow for another episode. I think I can say we'll kick off June with another episode, and then we'll probably have to miss a day. But hope you enjoyed. Hope you guys all had a great Memorial Day. If you know anybody that served in the Army, I guess, U.S. or not, anybody if you know that served, say thanks. It's always good to. It always makes a veteran feel good if you thank them for their service. And especially if you remember those that we lost to. So, anyways, enough of that. We'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode on the Note. Have yourselves a great day. This has been Titanic and...
Coach.
And we will see you guys in the next episode of Titancraft Season 10. I hope you guys enjoyed the new outro screen. See you guys again tomorrow. Peace out.